ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ throne Awujale yìí àwọn government kò fẹ́ mọ̀ torí a ti ń rí owó tí wọ́n ń gbé because tẹ́lẹ̀ ni mo rí pé ni mo believe pé state government àti federal government wọn ò ní interest lórí matter yìí. And with the situation of things now, it's obvious that àwọn kan fẹ́ lo influence government. Àwọn kan fẹ́ lo influence government. And some people are allegedly saying that maybe Kuye is that is the candidate of the government, blah, blah, blah. Kuye is part of Fushenbua family. He's entitled to Awujale throne. And as long as tí àwọn tó jẹ́ afọbajẹ bá fà sílẹ̀ tó bá kí n ṣe government ló force wọn láti fà sílẹ̀, I think it's only right láti jẹ Awujale. Only right láti jẹ Awujale. But the thing is this, kí ni reason tó ṣe jẹ́ wípé yes lójú ti tèmi èmi rí wípé àwọn Fushenbua family wọ́n ti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé díẹ̀ níbi pé kí candidate kankan máa mú 10 million naira sílẹ̀. I think this amount is huge because firstly ẹ fẹ́ jẹ oyè ìdílé ni why tí ẹ ṣe máa sọ wípé kó lọ mú owó yẹn sílẹ̀. But àwọn Fushenbua jáde wọ́n sọ the reason why tí wọ́n ṣe ní pòkè àwọn oníkàwọn candidate lọ mú owó wá because of ṣẹ́ni yìí wà capable láti jẹ oyè because tó bá débẹ̀ tán kó má di pé bóyá máa lọ máa gbalẹ̀ onílé ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fẹ́ máa gba kí ló kẹ̀. Àmọ́ ṣẹ́yìn náà ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ ẹbí Fushenbua ṣẹ́yìn náà ti gbàgbé pé àwọn ẹlòmíì gan wọ́n lè lọ yá owó ṣe gbogbo kínní tó jẹ́ gbójúlé pé táwọn bá ti débẹ̀ làwọn ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń rówó yẹn. So ẹ máa wò lọ́tọ̀ máa ronú sí but nígbà tí government intervene táwọn kan gbé ẹjọ́ yẹn lọ sí sọ́dọ̀ government ti pè wọ́n dẹ̀ ní kó dá owó yẹn padà. Wọ́n dẹ̀ dá owó yẹn padà within 2 days or 3 days according to because mo wo interview Ọ̀túnba Lateef Owóyẹmí which is the olórí ẹbí Fushenbua family. Ma play video yẹn fún wa because that's the reason why tí mo ṣe programming gangan. But to be sincere, I want government to leave this thing for afobajes. Kí wọ́n ṣe the right thing because wọ́n ti fẹ́ sọ kí ni the politics. Our politicians in interest. Governor Dapo, please allow Afobaje to select Omoye. Allow Afobaje to select Omoye because bó ṣe ń ṣe ń jẹ̀bú nìyẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe bó ṣe ń ṣe. Because tá bá sọ wípé a fẹ́ lo influence wa láti fa Omoye sílẹ̀, a kò fẹ́ máa dá wàhálà lẹ́ẹ̀dẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ kí peace wà. At least kí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ jẹ́ kí àwọn aráàlú mú àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ láàárín àwọn ọmọ oyè nínú àwọn Awujale tí wọ́n contest fún ọmọ Awujale. Everybody mọ èyí tí ìlú fẹ́ àti ìmọ̀ interest àwọn afọbajẹ àti ìmọ̀ interest ti gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì pé ẹni tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì fẹ́ fà kalẹ̀ lélẹ̀. Ẹ ti ẹ̀ jẹ́ kí ẹ bá yẹ kó jẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan ni gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì máa fi máa play politics. Kò kí ń work, ó kàn máa ń benefit èyí ni, kò kí ń benefit masses. Anything táwọn politician bá ní interest lè tó yẹ pé interest wọn ló padà múlẹ̀, àwọn ló máa benefit kò ń benefit masses. And it's not good. Leave this thing for Afobaje to select Omoye which is Awujale of Ijebuland. Wọ́n stop kìíní lẹ́lẹ́kìíní, wọ́n stop lẹ́lẹ́kejì, wọ́n stop lẹ́lẹ́kẹta. Àkọ́kọ́ drag ọ̀rọ̀ kí wọ́n di ultimate Ọmọye ni kò ń ṣe Ọmọye ni ọmọ gbá ni kò ń ṣe ọmọ gbá ni tí yẹn fi kúrò. Now àwọn kan tún dìde sí láti lo influence government pé àwọn kan ló kàn àwọn kan lọ́wọ́ máa jẹ. Èmi ò ní kíkú yẹn máa jẹ because it's part of Fushenbua family ó jẹ́ lẹ́tà tó láti jẹ. But kí government allow àwọn afọbajẹ láti ṣe kínní fún àwọn kọ́ máa yan Ọmọye lé wọn lọ́wọ́. Because tí kínní bá ń continue báyìí ẹ má yẹ ká tán rárá. Ìlọsíwájú ò lè dé because ẹni tó fẹ́ fà kalẹ̀ ṣé ìlú fẹ́ ṣe rí Ọba Síkírù Káyọ̀dé Adétọ̀nà which is the late Awujale. He has done a lot. Yes, we don't need disadvantage here, no doubt about that. Fáwọn èèyàn tó bá ní history but èyí tó dá ó pọ̀ ju èyí tó dá lọ because kò sí bí a ṣe wà ibi tí mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ibi tí mo kù sí wà kéèyàn kàn máa fight pé ibi tó dá ó pọ̀ ju ibi tó dá lọ níbi nǹkan tó bá ń ṣe ní live because tibitire la dá ilé ayé nínú àwọn ọmọ oyè tó wà nílẹ̀ kó ṣe gbogbo wọn náà ló pé everybody wọn ló kù síbì kan. But tẹ́ bá tiẹ̀ allow kí ìlú fa ọmọ òye sílẹ̀, kò sí nǹkan tó dà tó. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ interview Ọ̀túnba Lateef Owóyẹmí, the olórí ẹbí of Ṣẹ́gbùwà family. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ interview yẹn.
And our question is about the Awujale selection process, which has been marked by protests, controversy, concern. So let's get answers now. And joining us is Ọ̀túnba Lateef Owóyẹmí, the Olórí Ẹbí for Ṣẹ́gbùwà ruling house. He joins us virtually today on the program. Olórí Ẹbí, is that a good title to refer to you as?
Appropriate. Very appropriate. Thank you very much.
All right. Olórí Ẹbí, welcome to the Morning Brief on Channels Television.
God bless you.
Amen. And you too. First of all, there are reports, and I want you to clarify it, that there are 60 candidates, some say 100 candidates who are in the race, to become Awujale. Why do we have such a number? And then talk to us about the protests that we've seen in Ijebu-Ode demanding the suspension of the selection process.
That's true. In the first place, we started with 12 candidates. After the family had unanimously resolved that a price tag should, as is common in Yoruba land, put on anyone who wants to contest for the position of Awujale. At the general meeting, the amount was reduced from 100 million naira to 10 million naira only. And the members were so informed. 12 members applied and paid 10 million naira each. From nowhere, one of the contenders called me to say I should change what the committee has resolved by reducing the amount. I told him blankly, I have no power to increase or decrease what the ruling house has unanimously approved. He then told me he was highly connected with the governor of Ogun State, and I was going to use all his influence to ensure the decision was reversed. Subsequently, we had an invitation from the Ogun State government to meet with the senior state officials, especially Commissioner for Chieftaincy Affairs and the Secretary of the government. At that meeting, we were advised that what we had charged was not fair to everybody, and we should go, one, return all the 10 million each of the 12 candidates had paid, and secondly, announce that any willing member of the family could apply to collect the application candidature forms from us without paying a naira. Consequently, from within 3 days, we were able to refund all the money to those who had paid. And we sent copies of the bank advice to the Honorable Commissioner for Chieftaincy Affairs, the Secretary to the State Government, and to the Governor himself, in evidence that we complied in a record time with the request and with the directive we were given. And they commended verbally our Council of Elders for being so honest and very responsible. And that elevated our prestige before the government authority. Started to flock in all kinds of characters. From 12 candidates, it went to 15, to 20, to 30, to 40, to 45, to 50, to 60, to 70, to 80, to 90, and 95 before we went for the formal candidate nomination meeting. At that meeting, those who had submitted all their records were nominated by one member of the family and seconded by the other. After exhausting the whole list, I, as the chairman, asked the meeting, are there any persons here again that think we can add or want to add any more candidates? 12 people raised their hands, and I asked them to line up and queue, and in pairs, nominator and seconder, we had 6 more candidates. And that was why the number seemed very large. But as a ruling house, all we could do was to gather the names of those who wanted to be considered for the position. We had no powers under the law to screen out anybody, to take anybody out of the list, or to add anybody to the list as compiled at the nomination meeting, both by our own secretariat and by the secretary to the local government who came as observers. Consequently, the list of candidates were compiled and numbered serially from number 1 to 95. We then worked on arranging the data submitted personally by each candidate, and those also submitted by candidates just nominated on the floor of the meeting. And an assignment that almost every Ijebu person thought would be impossible to achieve became achieved and achievable by our committee of elders. And that was how we were able to have an appointment with the kingmakers and comply with the law by submitting to them the list of candidates together with the personal data, certificates, commendations, and all that were required by the kingmakers, successfully achieving a feat which was previously considered impossible to achieve.
All right. So, well, because this throne dates back to, I think, 1957, it's a long time ago. I'm just wondering in my mind, what kind of person makes a good fit for that position or throne?
There are traditional requirements, and there are what the job requirements. The kingmakers had been carefully selected by the late Awujale over a number of years to ensure that each one was from a reputed, well-respected family unit, was well-placed in a position in life, had a viable employment or career, and were sufficiently blessed by God that they would not be susceptible to any bribe or corruption by those who had been boasting that they were going to get the throne, come what, come may. Thank God, they started their work, and the whole ruling house were very, very happy, as things were going on very, very smoothly. Only for us to receive a letter from the state government saying that they had received some complaints, some petitions, and some reports, none of which was ever brought to our notice.
All right, Otuba.
To date, no candidate had either called me, phoned me, or sent a letter complaining against anything that we had done so far. So we were worried and surprised. What were these allegations that the government had that were not made available to us for counterbalancing the allegations? Because we had a lot of enemies. We had those who wanted to sabotage the system, and we had those who were praying that our ruling house will fail to complete the process, and the kingship, after 100 years, will now shift to another ruling house. And thank God, that has not happened so far.
Speaking of allegations, one of those who is alleging exclusion and discrimination from the process is the legendary Fuji musician Kwam Wan, who has written, I believe, to the ruling house and to the state government seeking suspension. Some have said that he is from the Fidikwote ruling house and is not from Fushengbua. Is he from Fushengbua or from Fidikwote?
I had heard a lot about Wasiu for a long time. I've never seen him physically until after the death of the Royal Highness Awujale, and we were to meet the Otumbas in the residence of one of our members. There, I met him for the first time. And when he greeted me respectfully, he then told me, "Sir, are you aware that Fidipote was a son of Usebua?" I said, that's shocking to me. I've not had that history before. He said, yes, that is this. I said, okay, I'm learning every day. That was the first time I had anything to do with him. A day before the closure of Nam,
If you can't read your phone up close and watch,
there are thousands and thousands of members who claim to be members of the ruling house. But we have a process in the ruling house, long established process. You will get a particular form from the secretariat where you will indicate your name, your details, and through which of your parents you have become a member of our ruling house. And the head of that unit, of your unit, will countersign that in truth you are a member of our ruling house. We will then receive it and give you a membership card, which entitles you to attend our meetings and take part in all we are doing. On the day the musician brought his letter to me, it was the last day for submission of completed application forms. Typically, the application form will take about 3 or 5 days for anybody to complete.